and it's the best way to get sports action in over 30 states, including right here in California.
So here's what you do. You download the Prize Picks app. You use the code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y. You get that $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. And right now, with baseball, football, basketball, soccer, and hockey going, now is a great time to play Prize Picks, George.
And again, Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action. You can join over 10 million users and sign up today. Man, it's amazing. You can get your money in as quick as 15 minutes once you win.
And you're going to win. And by the way, if you don't win, don't blame me, okay? Because you're better at it than I am. Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app. Use our code CAPPY. Make that $5 play. Get that $50 bonus. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Football. Here we go. Saturday, November 23rd, 2024.
You're listening to USC Football, presented by Pechanga Resort Casino.
It is time for Rivalry Week.
Mayava will drive it back and keep it and throw, and it's wide open. Deuce Robinson at the 20, 10, 5, touchdown USC. 3 touchdown passes for Jaden Mayava. How do you do?
Last Saturday at the Coliseum, the Trojans took care of Nebraska. Now it's time to take care of little brother. USC, UCLA at the Rose Bowl this afternoon. The Battle of LA is here.
Ignition sequence start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And we count you down to kickoff in Pasadena.
This is the Trojan Tailgate Show, presented by Yeti.
Raiola wants to throw far side. That's picked off. There's an interception. There's a turnover. Will it be a turnover and a victory at the 35-yard line? USC's got the ball. Jalen Smith, we've been calling his name all day long.
Let's go beat the Bruins and fight on.
Brought to you by
Yeti. We make great gear that helps you stay out longer, travel farther, and live harder.
Pechanga Resort Casino, proud partner of USC Football.
Stone Brewing, proud partner of USC Athletics.
And by SmartStop Self-Storage, the smarter way to store.
Visit smartstop.com to reserve your space today.
Now, here's the Trojan Tailgate Show with Jordan Moore.
Sean Cody, Sua Cravens,
and Cody Kessler.
Hello and welcome to the Trojan Tailgate Show, presented by Yeti. We are live at the historic Rose Bowl Stadium in Pasadena, California, getting you set for the Crosstown Showdown, a city divided. The Battle of LA. Call it what you want. It's USC versus UCLA, one of the great rivalries in all of college football. I am Jordan Moore alongside the All-American Sean Cody. And, you know, on these road games, we say back at our LA studios are Sua Cravens and Cody Kessler. I guess that's true. You guys are just a heavy traffic drive away from us, not too far. But we're ready for this one, guys. And I think despite the record, still feels like a lot at stake going into this one.
No, the build-up is always great to this one, Jordan. You see the colors out there on the field warming up already, and it starts to make your blood boil a little bit right here as we're sitting in the home of the Bruins right here, the Rose Bowl. But, yeah, it's going to be a fun one. Obviously, there's not a lot at stake other than maybe some bowl bursts here, but anytime the Trojans and Bruins get together, it should set up for a fun one.
So this isn't the home of the Bruins. This is the second home of the Trojans, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm the wrong person to ask, as I am winless inside the Rose Bowl, but, you know, I'll never acknowledge those guys during this week.
You shouldn't have told me that.
Yeah, Sean, sorry, I didn't have a, Heisman quarterback and All-Americans all over the defense,
Oh, speaking of your quarterback.
He's right next
Jordan,
to me.
We just started, and I'm already catching some shots already.
No shots, bro. No shots.
Well.
But Cody, can we get you a mic that works? You sound a little weird to me.
Is it not working? Hello.
Oh, there you go.
See, this is what I have to deal with on the field.
No, it doesn't matter if it's a home game, it's an away game. You guys are always messing with my mic. But, yeah, no, I'm with you on that. We made up for it the next year, though. I'm with you in 2014. Yeah. That was a tough loss at the Rose Bowl. It's always awesome getting to play there, though. It's such a cool atmosphere. These rivalry games that we get on the road are so cool. But then the following year, my senior year, our last year at USC, we won against UCLA and won the Pac-12 South.
They've got great grass at the Rose Bowl.
They do.
Yeah, it is a beautiful field. We're looking out over it right now. It's kind of like a heavy marine layer, wet kind of night. It'll be chilly down there for sure, but a good one set to take place in front of us. And it'll be the first USC-UCLA game for Jaden Mayava, guys. He made his starting debut last week against Nebraska. It was a bit of an up and down showing, Sean, but it was fun to watch.
Yeah, got to win. You get a win in your first one. That's all you can hope for. It wasn't quite the Matt Fink Utah game. Jaden definitely got a couple bounces in that game where you're the benefactor of a couple good nice ones there. But you know what? You find a way to win. You kind of get your game going. You slow start with the pick six, but he's able to bounce back, find a rhythm in that game, find Deuce out there on the field to make some plays for him. So not beautiful by any means, but some things to work with.
It was a little Matt Finkish because Matt Fink that game was a little bit, hey, I'm going to chuck it down there and we'll see if somebody's going to go up and get it. And Deuce was that guy certainly in the game. Cody, how did you evaluate it? Very early in the game, you were bullish. You told us all to relax a little bit, that early pick six, and you were proven right. He settled down and ultimately made the plays to win.
Yeah, he started the game 3 of 8 for 9 yards with that pick six, but then after that, I felt like he really settled down, then went on to go 22 of 27, which is 81%, 3 passing touchdowns and 1 rushing touchdown. That's pretty much everything we expected in that game, Jordan. The arm talent is there. The ability to be a major factor in the run game is there. The ability to be a star or potentially be a star in Lincoln Riley's offense is there. Just has to make some better decisions with the football and protect the football. He has to know when to be Superman and know when to be Clark Kent, right? You've got to be able to go out there and not put the football in harm's way. You don't always have to make that hero play. And as a quarterback, you have to understand the defense is going to win sometimes. That's okay. Just don't make a bad play worse. But he has to go out tonight and show that he can and make those improvements and take that next step forward.
So the physical attributes are clearly there. It was impressive. We watched the arm strength. You see the size. You see the foot speed. A lot of physical tools in his toolbox.
Yeah, and don't bite my head off. But
why are you looking at me?
Because I know you're gonna get a little dramatic on me. But kind of, little Caleb essence in his game with the being able to create in the pocket, scramble, taking chances down the field, just giving his receivers a chance. I think we saw a few passes down the field where we were like, oh yeah, we like that a lot. Yeah. And it kind of reminded me of when we had Drake London and we just throw it up and be like, he's down there somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I made the Darnold comps. I mean, I think a little bit of what we saw with Sam, because there was so much risk-reward in Darnold's game. In Caleb's Heisman season, he never threw picks. I mean, it never felt like the ball was in danger. A little bit more last season, things got a little bit more desperate. But Darnold was always kind of living on that edge, and we certainly saw it with Mayava. But what Mayava has that's nice to work with is a really solid running game, Sean. Woody Marks crosses the 1,000-yard rush mark. And, I was just looking at it. They've done a really nice job in the 3 years of Lincoln Riley of identifying one running back, Travis Dye, then Marshawn Lloyd, and then Woody Marks. And, really 3 for 3 in that lineup, and Woody may be the best of the 3.
Yeah, really a position maybe you can find a plug and play, and Lincoln Riley's done a great job of finding those guys across the country who are maybe unhappy in other places or wanting to finish their career at USC and plugging them into his offense and really having a nice production. You speak about Woody Marks on the year, over 1,000 yards, and then in the 43 catches, almost over 300 yards receiving. So I mean, just a fantastic year for the young man. Does a great job in the protection game as well. Step up and pick up a blitz. So hats off to Woody Marks. He's been a stud all year, and we've said nothing really but great things about him all season.
Cody, do you think Quentin Joyner is the guy next year, or do you think that they go and find another, a fourth in 4 years, to be the lead back? I mean, I'm sure they'll probably dip in and get somebody in the portal, but do you think they're going for a lead back, or do you think next year Quentin Joyner's shown enough to sort of come into the season as the lead back?
That's a great question, too, and I think the last part you said right there is most important, shown enough. We haven't seen enough, right? He hasn't got a ton of touches this year. When he does, he is an explosive back, right? He has the ability to take it the distance. He also has the ability to run downhill and be physical, but I do think we have to go find someone in the portal. I think we've got to find some veteran to get into that room, right? We've got, outside of Woody Marks, it's a lot of young freshmen and sophomore in that room, and there's a lot of talent, right, in that running back room, but you just have to have that veteran leader. And I always think back as a quarterback, especially my rookie year in Cleveland, right, having Josh McCown, having a leader to talk to, even at SC, Matt Barkley, someone to look up to. It helps you develop, and then when it's your turn to take over and you have all this experience that you've already picked up from these other guys, it makes the job a lot easier. But I think we absolutely go try to find someone in the portal with a little bit more experience.
And then Deuce Robinson was the number 1 target last week, 4 catches for 90 yards and a touchdown. Really used his size and athleticism. Who's the comp for him? What's his ceiling? When you look at guys, sort of the great tall receivers. Who do you see? What can Deuce be?
Well, I don't want to, again, don't bite my head off here, but, he's got the big body, kind of like one of the coaches on the team right now, Mike Williams. He's got that long, stretchy range where a large catch radius where you just got to give him a chance, and it's going to be a 50-50 ball, even if he's double-teamed. But I just can't help but feel, and I know he does not want to hear this, but I feel like he is a first-round tight end if he really wants to be. He is a mismatch issue for any inside linebacker, for any small DB that has to cover 3-speed. He is a guy that is a mismatch no matter who is covering him. And if he can get 10 or 15 more pounds on him, that's something he should look into. Yeah, minimum. He's not going to be a blocking tight end. He's not going to be a blocking tight end.
I disagree on Sua there. I'm a hard disagree on Sua right there. That's not a young man. That's not a tight end guy. You can see, he's gotten more physical, I think, as the game as this season has gone on. He's been using his hands a lot more. I'd like to see that kind of what he's done in that aspect of his game. But to me, with just seeing his foot speed, his miles per hour out there in the field, the guy can fly. Yeah. And I don't think he really wants to mix around in that box. Sua.
There are more comps for his height at tight end than there are at receiver. I was doing some research. Harold Carmichael's the tallest receiver ever at 6'8" and was great for the Eagles. But
Kyle Pitts
really look
block
at guys
either.
but Kyle Pitts is a tight end, right? So I guess that's kind of maybe closer to what you're looking at. Mike Evans at 6'5" is probably the dream if you're Deuce Robinson. Can you go be a guy like that? All right, we'll talk more about it as the show goes on. We've got a lot to get into. USC, UCLA. We'll talk some defense next. This is the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by Yeti.
At Ralph's, an annual Boost membership just got even better. Now you can choose from Disney Plus with ads, Hulu with ads, or ESPN Plus on us when you sign up. Plus, enjoy unlimited free delivery, double fuel points, exclusive offers, and free items. Sign up for a Boost membership today. It's an easier way to save, including new streaming options to relax with.
A stop. But whether you're an athlete or not, The Joint Chiropractic can help ease your pain and keep you on the active list. Visit thejoint.com today to get your first consultation, exam, and adjustment for just $29. The Joint Chiropractic, the official chiropractor of the USC Trojans.
It's time to recharge, reconnect, and rediscover your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino. And with your resort favorites back in action, there's all of the excitement and comfort you love with the peace of mind you can depend on. So whenever you're ready for a little rest, a little relaxation, and a lot of fun, we'll be here. Play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino today.
This is USC Nebraska on 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and KNX 1070. News coverage continues on 97.1 FM. Fight on!
Ocean views, magical sunsets, a luxury resort like no other. Discover Terranea, located along the stunning Palos Verdes Peninsula in Southern California. Book your getaway to Terranea now at Terranea.com. And when you've got good beer and good vibes, it's all bueno. Stone Buena Bay's Salt and Lime Lager is Baja-inspired, imported from San Diego, located near you at find.stonebrewing.com. Our buddy John McGillen, the USC photographer, always spends his Thanksgiving at Terranea.
Because when he presses the button,
must be
I
nice
didn't hear it.
At Terranea.
Like
Way
when
to go,
it
John.
clicked off, and then when he turned it back on, I heard it.
Sign me up. I'll be in Palm Springs calling some hoops games. But let's get back to this football game. It's the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by Yeti with Sean,
Maybe
Sua,
I'm
and Cody.
hearing
I
things.
am Jordan
Blame it
Moore.
on Sua
and
for sure.
Defense. Only gave up 10 points, really. When you look at that game against Nebraska, the pick six and the sudden change, they hold them to a field goal already in field goal territory. So if you take that 10 off, they hold them to 10. maybe best defensive performance of the season all around?
Yeah, I thought. I mean, obviously Nebraska, maybe not the juggernaut on offense, but I thought the game plan was great. The reason I'm not a defensive coordinator, I called for a heavy blitzing of Raiola all day, and really Coach Lynn did a lot of the opposite. Gave him a lot of guys, dropped a lot of 8 coverage, threw a 3-man rush, and really confused Raiola. He looked pretty lost all night. Didn't give up. I think he didn't even go over 200 yards, and didn't look really comfortable all night. So a great game plan once again by Coach Lynn, and proving he knows way more than Sean Cody does.
So it seems like they're getting better, and I think that's the exciting thing too. Even though they've had some health issues at times in the early season, mid-season, getting a little healthier here late, but also getting better. Like it just looks like this defense is improving.
Yeah, we got our secondary back at the right time because we knew Nebraska was going to be a little pass happy, and Raiola thinks he's Mahomes number 2 for some reason. So obviously didn't play like that, but yeah, we got healthy at the right times, and we were able to get pressure on him. And I knew he was going to give us some chances. I knew he was going to get happy feet in that pocket and throw it up. And we came down with a few turnovers, and which we've kind of been missing in some of the games we've lost this year. So it was good to see.
Yeah, Cody, it's clear that this defense is better than last year's defense and better than the defense the year before. Where are you seeing it, though? Statistically, it's not necessarily hidden. It's just not like clear as day necessarily in terms of what they're doing. Why do you think that they're significantly better than the previous 2 years?
And I don't want to talk on the last coaching staff that was here. That's in the past, obviously. But I think when you watch the film this year and you watch this football team or this defense fly around, the trust that they have in the scheme, the trust that they have in one another, the belief that they have not only in their coaching staff but the guys around them. And I think another factor, too, is from the top down. I think the middle linebacker or the linebacker core has been phenomenally better this year. They've taken that next step forward. Easton Mascarenas-Arnold was a huge pickup in the portal this year. Mason Cobb is playing like we were used to seeing him play when he was at Oklahoma State. I think that's been a huge factor, especially in the run game. We struggled the last couple of years being able to stop the run. We've got to get a little bit better in the trenches. I know Sean Cody will say that, and Sue will talk about that. And I know we've had some injuries this year, but we've got to develop those young guys and get a little bit better up front. But I think our linebacker play has been phenomenal this year. Easton Mascarenas-Arnold, like I said, flying all over the field, making some big plays and stopping the run.
Cody, I think it's a great point you bring up the trust factor, but I also think it's just being in the right position. Like half of the battle of defense is just knowing where you're supposed to be in. Just too many times last year you watch the defense and years prior, just guys not knowing where to be, knowing what the call was, knowing where the busted coverage is. So not taking away those explosive plays, I think has been huge. And just being in the right spot, you're just not a defense that's not really going to give up that big play. I think that's what been the real big difference this year for this defense.
And so I think what's exciting is they're clearly better, they're clearly improved, and clearly have room to improve, too. I mean, the biggest thing that I look at is the lack of a pass rush all season, and then you get a multi-sack game last week, and that was exciting to see. The sacks came from Elijah Hughes and Solomon Tuliaupupu, but there's a lot of room to grow, and if they could get a dynamic pass rusher or two in here or develop the guys that are here into one, then you really could start to see something happen in a dominant way.
Yeah, and we just got to be consistent. I think the games that we've given up where the defense kind of came up short, we reverted to our past selves where, had a guy trying to be Superman or just a lack of judgment or just beat ourselves pre-snap, as Sean was saying. We just can't afford to shoot ourselves in the foot, and it looks good when we actually have a pass rush and we have DBs that are playing with correct depth and playing to their technique and playing to their safeties. We need Coach Lynn to still be here as well.
Yeah, for sure, and they will have to replace those linebackers. Two veteran guys in Cobb and Mascarenas-Arnold. But maybe the secondary can be a real strength next season, and we're seeing some of that once they've gotten healthy here. Cody, Kamari Ramsey. This team missed him, certainly. You saw his playmaking ability out there last week. Jacoby Covington, the guy, has sort of been in and out of the lineup. Still not entirely sure, what he is as a player because it's just been sort of inconsistent playing time for most of his playing career at USC and a lot of that health. But right now, you go into this game feeling pretty good about the secondary.
Yeah, and I think it was important early in the season. Obviously, you don't want guys to be injured, but it is important to get some of those younger guys reps, no matter how it happens, whether someone's struggling a little bit ahead of them or their injuries that happen. And we saw some of these young guys get some opportunities, especially in the back end. But yeah, it was huge for me to have Kamari Ramsey back. I said this in the offseason, I'll say it again. He's been the most important transfer on this defense all season long because of the familiarity that he has with this scheme and being with Coach Lynn from before. And we're going to need him in a big way today. UCLA has a very athletic pass-catching tight end, Maliki Mataval. They love to use him in some of these 1-by-3 formations, put him backside, try to find some mismatches. So it'll be interesting to see how Coach Lynn game plans for him if he uses Kamari Ramsey to follow him around and play with him a little bit in coverage.
Something tells me Kamari will be extra motivated for this one as well. We have a whole segment where we can talk about that. One of the unique parts of this year's Crosstown Showdown are guys playing against their old team, something that never would have happened before, but we have quite a few instances of it happening here tonight. All right, we're going to take a break, and then we'll come on back and hear the offensive game plan. We've got the running backs coach, Anthony Jones Jr. This is the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by Yeti.
Tommy Trojan is at the 10, the 5, touchdown, USC! Make big plays on the field and in life. With iTrust Capital, you can buy and sell crypto 24/7 with the tax benefits of a retirement account. That's right, invest in crypto with the tax advantages of an IRA. iTrust Capital is easy to use and has no sign-up fees. Don't be a Monday morning quarterback. Make big plays now. Visit iTrustCapital.com/USC to start investing today. The official cryptocurrency platform of the USC Trojan.
QQQ is the official ETF partner of the USC Trojans. The future isn't scary. Now realizing it. And potential, you can build a lineup full of talented players. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco Distributors, Inc.
Yeah, come back.
No matter what you're looking for in a non-alcoholic beer, there's only one name that has it all. Athletic Brewing Co. Full flavor? It's athletic. Huge variety? It's athletic. Award-winning styles you can get online, at the bar, or the grocery store? It's athletic. In fact, when it comes to amazing non-alcoholic beer, there's no question. It's athletic. Ask for it and find out. Go to askforathletic.com to find your closest retailer today. Near Beer.
This is USC football on the home of the Trojans. 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app. Your destination for LA sports. Fight on!
Hey, Trojan fans, celebrate every Trojan win and enjoy the sweet taste of victory with a free donut at Ralph's the day after the win. Download your digital coupon with the Ralph's app to score your free donut at any Los Angeles area Ralph's store. And Trojan fans, get ready to fight on with Fruitist Blueberries. Sweet, crunchy, and packed with goodness. They're the ultimate game day snack. Fruitist, the official superfood snack of USC Trojans, available in stores near you. Sean's very hungry, guys. I just want everyone to know that. You know, if anyone wants to send some snacks up to the booth, big guys ready to eat them.
How about the camera here? How's the? I mean, I'm just towering over
even
Jordan
more
right
gigantic than usual. But my presence is going to be gigantic on this show, guys, because this week needed a pros pro. You guys couldn't figure out your schedules, couldn't get it together. I work with the most dramatic team in sports here, but you know what?
Prima donna.
I'm here. Step up. Fill gaps wherever I'm needed. This week it was the offensive game plan. Get ready, it's going to be the defensive game plan.
And I'm the one that
gets
accused
meat
for
coming
tooting his
up.
own horn.
Here we go, Sua. Get ready, buddy. I'm going to teach you some offense. This is the offensive game plan with me and Anthony Jones Jr.
The USC Trojans offensive game plan is brought to you by DirecTV.
Stream the Trojans all season long on DirecTV without a satellite dish.
Time for this week's offensive game plan. Cody Kessler needs a backup QB. That's me today, and I've got the running backs coach, Anthony Jones Jr. Coach, thanks so much for taking the time ahead of the big USC-UCLA game. Last week, Woody Marks becomes the first 1,000-yard rusher at USC since Ronald Jones II in 2017, so it's been a minute. You know, I saw an interview with him this week, Coach. He was very humble. He gave credit to his offensive line. How have you seen their chemistry improve as the season has gone along between the running back and his offensive line?
That's a great question. Woody Marks is just what people see him as. He's a very humble young man. One of the things that he has grown to do was become what I call a silent leader. He's a great young man who just loves his teammates. He goes about his work every single day. And the thing that I noticed about him is that he has a unique way of motivating those guys to play at their absolute best without saying much. You know, he comes over, he sits with those guys, he spends time with them off the field. So he's just a young man who has done everything the right way. And as a result, you know, you have both units playing at an extremely high level right now.
You know, on the field, it's so hard for these one-year transfers to make an impact at their new school, but Woody Marks really has. He's just become a fan favorite. What makes him such a special back on the field?
I think his family upbringing. I mean, you look at his family background. His mom is always very supportive. She raised him right. Dad was in the picture as well. He has a lot of support back in his home state of Georgia, and that just transferred over here in LA. He is an incredibly hard worker, studies the game, spend time outside of football, trying to learn the nuances of the running back position. So he's really been a joy to coach, but he's also been a joy to have in the program and just to have around some of the younger running backs that we have in the room as well.
You've got an exciting young group behind him as well, led by Quentin Joyner. What have you seen from Quentin Joyner's development this season?
He's a sponge. You know, he's he has taken his role by the horns, and he's done a really good job of that, coming spot playing with Woody, along with him and Brian Jackson as well. You know, Quentin is a young man who has a ton of talent and a ton of abilities. He just had to continue to mature and continue just to learn the game from a bird's eye view. And I think Woody has done a really good job of just modeling that with him day in and day out, whether that's on the practice field, whether it's inside of our meeting rooms, and obviously on the game field as well.
We've made the change at the quarterback position. Jade Mayava comes in. How does that impact the running game, particularly in the red zone? I think we really saw it on that clinching drive last week. But how does that change things for your group, having someone like Jaden, who is a big time athlete?
Yeah, I think it opens the defense up a little. You know, I think Miller Moss did a tremendous job when he was in there of just taking what the defense gives him. But I think Jaden brings a different element to the game because he can obviously extend plays, and he can also move the pocket as well. So when you have a dual threat quarterback like Jade, you know, it kind of opens up running lanes for the running for the running game in itself.
All right, last one, Coach. This is your first USC-UCLA game, the Crosstown Showdown. You get to do it in the Rose Bowl. Both teams wear their home uniforms. What are you looking forward to in this one, being a part of this rivalry?
Yeah, it's an exciting rivalry. You know, I grew up in Tennessee, and from afar, you get a chance to watch all the rivals. And this rivalry absolutely stood out to me, even as a young child, you know. So I'm just blessed to be a part of it. And so I'm excited to go out there and play a really good game.
All right, you're going to have a very close view of this one. Anthony Jones Jr. leading this running unit, and the Trojans out there today against the Bruins. That is this week's offensive game plan.
Thank you to Coach Jones, back live at the Rose Bowl. And Cody, Jaden's effect on the run game, what did you see? Obviously, it was pretty evident, particularly in that last series.
Yeah, he did a great job of being a factor in the run game. And I love what Coach Jones was talking about, too. Even when Jaden didn't have the ball, when you have that quarterback that has the ability to read that backside and to take off and run, and we've talked about it all season long on this show, when you can take pull the football and make that defensive end respect you on the backside. We saw those holes that Woody Marks had all game long, and Nebraska was a very good run defense. They were 13th in the country And there were gaping holes. I mean, Sean and Sua probably could have ran through some of these holes because, and I give credit to the offensive line. Hey, you over here with your 4.7 speed.
Shots.
Yeah, well, I need you back a little bit.
But
I will say that was a great thing to see with Jaden pulling some of those and taking off and running, keeping that backside defensive end honest. And it really felt like Coach Riley was getting into a rhythm as a play caller. And I love the creativity he had in this football game, especially in the run game on that last drive. That 4th-and-1 option play was a brilliant play call. And then finally that final touchdown to finish the game, putting Walker Lyons in a pistol position and putting the defense in a bind.
And so I thought because of it all, the offense was a little bit more balanced. When you look at the play calling, ultimately ends up with 32 runs and 35 passes. That's about as balanced as USC's been all season.
Yeah, because you can utilize all your weapons instead of it just being, dressing for, your pre-snap disguise. It seemed like the first half of the season, whenever we'd send our jet sweep motion or, yo-yo motion with Zach in the backfield or whoever we used, it was just, dressing. It wasn't really something that we were actually going to go to because these linebackers did not have to worry about the third option. But now because you have a quarterback that is mobile and can pull in as a threat to the backside if he happens to pull the ball in any RPO, the defense has to stay home and respect it, which means you better be perfect in your run fits. Otherwise, it's going to be 5 or 6 yards of carry, and that's what we saw with Woody Marks. So why not hand him the ball off when one missed tackle could be to the house?
All right, we talked about him already. Dan Lynn, USC's defensive coordinator. Last year, UCLA's defensive coordinator. He's got our defensive game plan next as the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by Yeti.
Introducing Stone Fight On Pale Ale with a balanced blend of hops and a deep golden color as vibrant as the Southern California sunshine. Stone Fight On Pale Ale is brewed to be the perfect companion for the beach, the tailgate, or cheering on the Trojans. Stone Fight On Pale Ale is best enjoyed by holding a can in one hand and raising a V for victory with the other. Find Stone Fight On Pale Ale near you at find.stonebrewing.com. That's find.stonebrewing.com. Stone Brewing is a proud partner of USC Athletics.
USC Trojan fans, Smart Stop Self Storage is ready for game day. Smart Stop Self Storage is committed to making the self-storage experience easy and hassle-free for all Trojan fans. Whether you're storing your Trojans tailgate gear, need temporary storage while moving to a new home, or need a storage solution for your business, we're here for you with convenient locations throughout Southern California. Smart Stop Self Storage, the smarter way to store. Visit smartstop.com to reserve your space today. Fight on. Fight on.
We are Life Law, where we make injury law simple. We have 2 simple goals for all of our clients: full medical recovery and ultimately full monetary compensation. We understand that it could be
This is LeBron.
in the wake of an accident. We will be there with you at each step in the legal and healthcare process. You will pay nothing unless we win your case. Dial 1-800-LYFE-LAW or check us out at lyfe.com. Life Law, official sponsors of USC Athletics.
There's no place like the road home. Anticipation in every mile with presents wrapped and bags packed. The joy of the journey and the glow of your destination in the headlights. There's no feeling like it. Pedal down, volume up. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer during the Season of Audi sales event.
The USC Trojans on KNX Los Angeles. News coverage continues right now on 97.1 FM. Fight on. The USC Trojans on the all-new ESPN LA app and KNX 1070. News coverage continues on 97.1 FM. Fight on.
Don't let someone else drive off in the Audi model you've always wanted. Visit your Southern California Audi dealer to get behind the wheel of yours today, or visit SoCalAudiDealers.com for more information if you want the inside scoop on this game and all things Trojans. Be sure to sign up for the 3 Torches. Presented by Smart and Final. It's a free newsletter that'll hit your email inbox 3 times a week with game info, player insights, and more. Go to USCTrojans.com/3 Torches and sign up. Back above the Rose Bowl with Sean Cody, Sua Cravens, and Cody Kessler. This is the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by Yeti. And like the legend of Dory Jackson and the future Heisman winner Travis Hunter, we're going both ways this week. We got the offensive game plan. I've got your defensive game plan. Here is Danton Lynn.
The USC Trojans defensive game plan is brought to you by LifeLaw.
Injury law made simple.
It's time now for our defensive game plan. I've got the defensive coordinator, Dan Lynn, and Coach, wrapping up last week's game first. I thought maybe the biggest moment of the game was the sudden change opportunity. There have been a couple games that have flipped on that this year. Where a turnover, it really changed the momentum of the game. But in this one, you have the fumble backed up, but you hold them to a field goal. What do you think is the key in that situation? And what do you feel like the lessons your defense has learned to get better in that spot?
That was huge. To emphasize, it doesn't matter how they got there. Once the ball's there, our job is to keep them out of the end zone. So when we're in situations like that, we obviously want to keep them out of the end zone so they don't get any points. But if they do, make them kick field goals. Because if we can make teams kick field goals with our offense, we know we'll be a hard team to beat.
You've dealt with injuries, throughout the season, particularly in the secondary, guys moving around. You've tried to sort of make it work up front at different times. The consistency has come from your two inside backers, Easton Mascarenas, Arnold, and Mason Cobb. How much have those guys helped with their consistent presence? Mason missed the one game, but other than that, at least knowing you have those two guys in the center of your defense all season.
It helped a lot because, like you said, those two guys are in the middle of everything. So they're involved in every run. They're involved in every pass. And those are two seniors who have played a lot of ball. So just having that experience and having those guys out there for the most part all year has helped us a lot.
Now we got a big end of the season here with a couple rivalry games. I don't know how everyone's doing sickness-wise, but it does seem like you got healthy in the secondary. How does that allow you to get back to what you want to do defensively when it seems like, for the most part, you've got your top guys back in the back end?
It helps a lot. It helps us in the sense that, we can just run more in coverages. You always want to make sure you're doing what the guys on the field do best. And we feel like when we have our starting group out there, we have some versatile pieces that we can move around. Guys can play different positions, and we can really mix up our coverages.
All right, Coach, you're back in the Rose Bowl this week. What's that like for you? We got to know you last year as the UCLA defensive coordinator. You beat us. We didn't like that so much, but we went out and got you to make amends for that. What's this week like for you? What's it going to be like for you on game day?
It's going to be exciting. It's a big game. I love college ball because of games like this. I love history. I love the tradition. And then at the same time, we can't lose sight of our big goal is, we're trying to get bowl eligible. So we have 2 1-week seasons, these next 2 games. And, we're trying to get these next 2 wins.
Lastly, obviously, Chip Kelly is gone, but they hired Deshaun Foster within their staff. So, Deshaun, what do you see from UCLA offensively? What's changed from last year and what makes this group a difficult challenge?
In my opinion, the offense looks a lot different. They're very balanced. They can run the ball, throw the ball. They have a good drop back pass game. They mix in play action pass with boots. You're going to get a little bit of 11, 12 personnel. They have some 13 personnel. So they do a lot of things from a personnel standpoint, from a formation standpoint, that they try to make you communicate as much as you can in pre-snap and just try to get defenses to play on their heels. So having disciplined eyes, communicating, and making sure we're all on the same page is going to be critical this week.
All right, Dan Lynn looking to stay undefeated in the Crosstown Showdown, this time getting the dub for the Trojans. Thank you so much, Coach. That is this week's defensive game plan.
Thank you.
Thank you to Coach Lynn. And Sue, I wanted to start with you. You mentioned the 2 picks last week, Jalen Smith and Greedy Vance, and I think those are the 2 of the guys that have stood out the most in the secondary, and the PFF numbers back it up a little bit. Jalen Smith is graded out well in coverage, 4th in the Big Ten coverage grade, and Vance is 8th in the Big Ten coverage grade. So what do you see from those 2 guys?
I think that Jalen Smith has gotten a little bit deeper in his playbook and watched a little bit more film and has kind of noticed, like, earlier in the season, he was beating himself pre-snap, just, lining off at 10 yards and backpedaling, just giving up, free stop routes. And I think he's kind of taking it upon himself to get a little bit more aggressive and to press or to take away that leverage and kind of scooch instead of backpedal and try to make plays on the football in the air. And as we saw, he made a great interception early in the game. And then Greedy Vance, he played nickelback at Florida State and was a guy who likes to play man. He likes to play bump and run man and likes to get into the grill of slot receivers. So I think that's a guy that we can utilize tonight and just, throw him out there at nickel and just say, hey, lock up whoever's in front of you. And I think he's confident doing that.
USC's pass defense held Nebraska to 191 yards passing. That was the lowest the Trojans have allowed since the Minnesota game. So clearly healthy, clearly getting better, and did a nice job last week. We'll see what they have for the Bruins here tonight. All right, stick around. We've got the starting quarterback about to be interviewed by Keely Orr. This is the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by Yeti.
Hi, it's Hannah, and welcome to the HannahCast. Today, Piggy Bank's going to fuel our episode with questions about Arco rewards. Yep, earn up to $5 in rewards at sign-up. Uh-huh, and 5 cents on every gallon. Sounds pretty sensible, if you ask me. Oh, all this savings talk making you hungry? Here you go. Learn how to earn at arcorewards.com.
By entering your phone number, you're agreeing to receive recurring automated informational and marketing SMS, MMS messages from Marathon. Consent not required for purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
You want a sub stacked high with meat and cheese? You go to Jersey Mike's. You want an off-the-charts radio idea? You go to me. Like this. I'm a grizzled cowboy. The sheriff doesn't like the look of me. He challenges me to a duel. We draw, and bang, I go down. But the Jersey Mike sub in my pocket, stacked with layers of meat and cheese, saves me. Everyone cheers. I'm the new sheriff. And I renamed the town Fresh Slicington. Subs always stacked high. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Tommy Trojan is at the 10, the 5, touchdown, USC! Make big plays on the field and in life. With iTrust Capital, you can buy and sell crypto 24/7 with the tax benefits of a retirement account. That's right, invest in crypto with the tax advantages of an IRA. iTrust Capital is easy to use and has no sign-up fees. Don't be a Monday morning quarterback. Make big plays now. Visit itrustcapital.com/USC to start investing today. The official cryptocurrency platform of the USC Trojans. Taxes and conditions may apply. These apply. Cryptocurrencies are a speculative investment.
Jake from State Farm. I'm winning. I finally cleaned my house, so I'm breaking out my new tropical room spray.
Keep winning and create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It's like your own personal paradise.
Ooh, hey, grab me a coconut water.
Bundling. Just another way to save with a personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
The USC Trojans on the all-new ESPN LA app and KNX 1070. News coverage continues on 97.1 FM. Fight on!
Introducing Celaya Tequila, brought to you by USC football legends Matt and Ryan Khalil. Celebrate your story with a homegrown spirit, Celaya Tequila. And hey, Trojan fans, celebrate every Trojan win. Enjoy the sweet taste of victory with a free donut at Ralph's the day after the win. Download your digital coupon from the Ralph's app to score your free donut at any Los Angeles area Ralph's store. Back inside the Rose Bowl, getting you set for USC UCLA. This is the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by Yeti. And here's this week's impact matchup. Keely Orr has the interview. Jaden Mayava, USC's starting quarterback, is the subject.
The USC Impact Matchup of the Week is brought to you by Invesco QQQ.
Invesco QQQ. Explore with Invesco QQQ. Fight on.
Fight on.
Now the Impact Matchup of the Week.
It's time for this week's Impact Matchup. I'm Keely Orr here with quarterback Jaden Mayava. Jaden, you've had some time to digest your first start. What were your takeaways from your performance?
Definitely a great team win. All three phases, offense, defense, and special teams. Definitely blessed to have a core team like this and being able to be a part of this, so definitely a blessing.
It seemed like you had a moment with your quarterback coach after the game. How would you describe your relationship with Coach Heward?
Yeah, our relationship is special. I take it heavily on my heart. He's done a great job coaching me and putting me in the right position to make the right decision. So, yeah. You
have the ability to make something out of nothing when it comes to plays breaking down. How do you navigate when to make that decision or make a safer choice, if you will?
Yeah, like you said, it's a safer choice to either, making the right decision. I got a great offensive line, offensive receivers, running backs, tight ends, all great guys on the field. So they definitely complement my game, and I definitely want to get them the ball in space and compliment the O-line for all the hard work that they do.
It seems like this UCLA defense still has some tendencies of defensive coordinator Danton Lynn's defense. Mm-hmm. What have you seen in your film study?
Yeah, definitely. since I came in here, I've been practicing against Coach Dan Lin. Offense, a great defensive coach. Great scheme, great coverages. I mean, he shows us a lot of different looks. Being able to go against that is definitely help prepare going into this game, especially. Definitely some similarities. So yeah.
After a full game as the starter, how do you feel with the wide receivers right now?
I feel really good with them. I mean, I hope they trust me that I'm gonna get them the ball in space to go be able to showcase their abilities, and yeah.
I know you're not from California, but your uncle did go to USC.
Yeah.
What's your feel of this USC-UCLA rivalry?
Yeah, it's funny. I had one uncle go here, and I had another uncle go to UCLA. So it's definitely some arguing going in the family. So yeah.
In your opinion, what's the key to success on Saturday?
Just being decisive, playing fast, and being smart with the ball, and being able to just stay positive and keep the right mindset throughout the course of the game.
That was this week's Impact Matchup. Jordan, back to you.
His uncle that they were referring to there. He was sort of like the underrated, he was the sort of fourth linebacker in that 2008 defense, which gets talked about so often. We talked to Taylor Mays about it this week on Trojans Live. They had Ray Maluga, had Brian Cushing, had Clay Matthews. Those guys obviously superstars, but Kaluka Maiava really kind of started, and Clay Matthews was sort of in a pass rushing role, and then Maiava had a good pro career as well. He was a good player.
Yeah, wild little Wolverine, man. Not a lot of size on him, but he played tough.
Sua, this is a weird one, what's happened in college football. We're getting used to the portal, and we're getting used to all these things that are changing. But when guys are going back and forth from USC to UCLA, don't know how that sits with you, but it certainly makes for an interesting story here tonight. Kyle Ford, Kamari Ramsey, and John Humphrey all playing against their former school, and then Ford's in the weirdest position as he went from USC to UCLA and now back to USC. And then, of course, Stanton Lynn.
Yeah, I don't like it at all. I don't know how you make that lapse in judgment, but we've gotten past that with Kyle. We forgave him. He's still ducking me on the golf course, but I think that's the little the Bruin that's still left in him. But it's a weird time, and when these guys get out of jail free pass, it seems like every single year. I think some of these dudes still have COVID years available to red shirt or gray shirt or go on a mission and come back. I don't know. It's weird now, but I'm not complaining with Coach Lynn. That's probably the one guy that I was fine with bringing him over from the dark side, because he has been a godsend, and he showed us early in the year, especially against that game against LSU, that he was an upgrade at DC.
Cody, what do you think the mentality is for these guys as they go against their former team?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be emotional. And Coach Lynn, I know you were kind of asking him some of those questions. He tried to avoid it a little bit, but it's got to mean a little bit more to them, especially the players on the field as well, right? They've been there before. They've been in those meetings. They've been in those locker rooms. The roster does change from year to year, so it's not a ton of their former players that are on that roster, but they're going to know some of the guys. But either way, you've got to go out there, block all that out, right? Ignore all of that, and embrace the moment, right? Don't let it be too big for you, and it can mean a little bit more because it's your former team. But either way, whenever the first kickoff starts, you got to block all that out and go out there and take care of business and get the win.
You guys are forgetting about the illustrious USC career that Jay Toia had. Was he here for a cup of coffee and a couple of bear claws during a spring game, guys? What happened? How come he didn't make the list?
Big time spring game, but he turned out to be a guy that USC could have used the last few years.
True.
Big horse in the center of that defensive line, but no, I think it's become normal for the coaches, right? I mean, these guys just change polos, and we've seen it for, we saw Johnny Nansen over here and Tim Drevno over here, all those guys that left USC, and Norm Chow, yeah, I mean, all these people. That's been a part of their life, but the players are a new thing, and I think certainly emotional. Kamari Ramsey, a guy, I'd watch tonight now, the leader of this USC defense, or a leader in the back end, and then. That's what he was for UCLA last year, so certainly one to watch. Keely Orr is always one to watch for us. She's down there somewhere on the sidelines. How you doing, Keely?
I'm doing well. It's a nice chilly night, much better than the press box where you guys are at. That thing was a heater.
Oh, too hot up here.
Yes.
Too hot, okay.
In my opinion.
Oh, that's good to know. I mean, I'm headed down to where you are. As Pete Arbogast has said, that this basin is the coldest spot in Los Angeles, so it can get a little chilly in there. Did we get a chilly Twitter question from the fans, or they got something happy for us?
I don't know what you want to count this one necessarily, Jordan, but we got a question from Joe who said, what's your concern level considering this is a quote-unquote road test, or do you even count this as a road test?
The Trojans are 0-4 in road games this year.
Yeah, I hope it's not a road test because we have not fared well on our road test. So hopefully it's just traveling down the street, just basically you got to take that practice field down the street. So yeah, I don't really count this one as a road game here. As we've taken over the Rose Bowl quite a few times as Trojans.
Did you guys feel like it was a road game when you played in here?
I mean, not really. I try to think back. I only got to play one game there when I was a starter. We went home and then Rose Bowl and then back home for my 3 years. But, yeah, I mean, it was cool. I think the best thing that we do, and I think a couple other places do it, but the best thing that we do in this rivalry is both teams wear a home jersey. I think that's so cool. I love that. That's awesome. I wish more teams or more schools did it around the country. But, no, I mean, it's cool. You got to be able to pack out, the Coliseum, pack out the Rose Bowl, whatever it may be. But, no, it wasn't too much like a hostile environment road game. And the Rose Bowl, kind of call it how it is. The UCLA struggled, and we have too at times to fill out the stadium, but hopefully there'll be a lot of fans there tonight, and a lot of them are wearing Cardinal and gold.
Yeah, I think BYU and Utah is the only other rivalry game where both teams these days are wearing home jerseys. So I agree. I mean, everyone says it. It just makes it look great.
Come on, Ohio State and Michigan. Keep it going.
Yeah, no, I think they haven't done that yet, but we'll see that one next week. The Trojans have their own rivalry next week against Notre Dame. All right, we'll hear more from Keeley in a little bit. After the break, we will take a closer look at these UCLA Bruins. It's the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by Yeti.
You sit in traffic now, but later, there's an ice-cold reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. You've earned this rich golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste. Because you know, all your patience is paid out in gold. You remain calm through honks, bumper to bumper, and people yelling. Come on, move! You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
It's time to recharge, reconnect, and rediscover your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino. And with your resort favorites back in action, there's all of the excitement and comfort you love, with the peace of mind you can depend on. So whenever you're ready for a little rest, a little relaxation, and a lot of fun, we'll be here. Play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino today.
USC Football and Children's Hospital Los Angeles continue to support the pediatric needs of our community. For over 120 years, CHLA has been at the forefront of providing exceptional medical care for children across California. Recognized by U.S. News and World Report as the #1 children's hospital in California, CHLA has consistently ranked among the top national hospitals and has been on the honor roll of best children's hospitals since its inception. Whether it's routine care or life-saving treatment, families trust CHLA for its world-class pediatric care. To learn more, visit chla.org today.
We know you are a fan, but is Cardinal and Gold pride in your blood? Here's your chance to prove it. This season, Abbott and the Big Ten are hosting the largest blood donation competition of our lifetime. You're invited to join the We Give Blood Drive on your home turf to show your Trojan pride. And there is a $1 million prize on the line. If you bleed Cardinal and Gold, donate blood and submit for the USC Trojans at big10.org/Abbott before December 7th. Fight on. The USC Trojans on the all-new ESPN LA app and KNX 1070. News coverage continues on 97.1 FM. Fight on.
Welcome back to the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by Yeti. Jordan Moore, Sean Cody, Stuart Cravens, Cody Kessler with you. It's time now to take a look at this week's opponents. It's UCLA in this week's scouting report.
It's time for the Scouting Report, brought to you by Stone Brewing, proud partner of USC Athletics.
Now we're going to help you get to know today's opposing team.
Today's opposing team, UCLA Bruins, come in 4-5 overall. Their game, what are they? Are they 4-5? Is that correct? That's what I have written down here, but that doesn't make sense.
They're 4-6.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. They can get to 6-6 with 2 wins. They need to beat USC today. Then they end with Fresno State. That's what I was going to say. They don't have 2 more Big Ten games left, just the one. So both teams looking to get bowl eligible here. USC needs just the 1 win. UCLA needs 2 more. Their head coach, Deshaun Foster, in his first year, Sean, he became a meme right away. Not a great start when you get memeified with your first big press conference, but I have to say he's done a nice job sort of rallying back here, particularly late in the season after they had a brutal stretch of their schedule.
Yeah, they didn't put Coach Foster in the best position, as Chip Kelly kind of got out of there late, and he's had a short off season to kind of was able to get Eric Bieniemy in there to be an OC, but had to piece that thing together fast, and then you've kind of seen it in the way I think UCLA has played. Really struggled early, didn't look like a team that was going to be able to function very well as the season went on, but found some things they were good at, especially I think offensively have really turned the table. They really started slow offensively, had found some things with Ethan Garbers and what he can do, a little bit in the run game, so they turned this thing around, and now they're hoping for a bowl game here, and hopefully they can't do it against the Trojans here.
Sua, I like the way he handled this week. Maybe it's just me and the entertainment aspect, but I like talking a little crap. I like acknowledging the rivalry, leaning into it. He had some fun with it this week. He's obviously an alum, and I enjoyed that. What'd you make of his motivational words?
No, he's a former player, so I kind of expect that salve to come out, and you expect his team to play with passion and play like how he would play if he were still in a helmet and shoulder pads. So I feel like we were kind of quiet on this side. So
what was said?
I think we were sick. I think we were mostly at the doctor this week.
I heard this all week, Jordan. What did he say exactly? Because I didn't get the full. I didn't see it anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, he just sort of had a lot of the classic comments of, UCLA is a smarter school and a better school.
The little brother, he with the little brother out?
Yeah, okay. He had the whole crowd chanting 4's up, 2's down. He was doing the stuff that most people just don't even acknowledge these days in these rivalry games. Like, most people go just another game and all that stuff. So he was leaning into it. But Cody, when you look at this UCLA offense, they're just a year removed from Chip Kelly, who in my opinion, say what you want about Chip, to me is one of the great run schemers in the history of this sport. And now all of a sudden he's gone and they're dead last in rushing offense. So they put a lot on their veteran quarterback, Ethan Garbers.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a pro-style offense under Eric Bieniemy. You see a lot of things. I talked about Monteval, their tight end, getting the football a lot. It reminds me a little bit of Travis Kelce, right, with the Chiefs, the different ways that he'll use these formations. They'll put them in a 1-by-3. They love to put their tight end or their running back out wide, then motion them back in. That helps Ethan Garbers to play better. And the thing for me with Ethan Garbers right now, he's getting comfortable in this scheme under Bieniemy. The first 5 games, he had 4 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. The last 4 games, he has 10 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. UCLA is 3-1 during that time. He was playing some very good football during that 3-game winning streak. Now, obviously, they lost to Rutgers a week ago, but he's been playing at a high level, and we have to be ready to go this week. And he's been running the football a little bit more, too, on the ground and using his feet to hurt you. I wouldn't put him in the dual threat category, but if something breaks down, especially with all the injuries they have up front with their offensive line, you got to be ready for him to take off and run.
Yeah, it was Washington last week that they lost to.
Or Washington, correct?
Seattle.
Sorry.
Yeah, on a Friday night.
Yeah.
And, that's a difficult. You get that late season Friday night game in Seattle. That is a tough schedule draw there. Sean, defensively, numbers for their rush defense are good. Numbers for their pass defense not so good. What are you seeing?
Yeah, they haven't really it's been a struggle so far in pass defense. That's what's really striking when you look at it. Run defense has been pretty good. We talked about Jay Toia. He's a force inside. He deals with that run game real well. But on the back end, it's been a struggle for them. They, like we talked about the Trojans last year, not being able to, patch up and have some missed assignments and give up those big plays. That's what UCLA has given up this year in that pass game on the back end. When you lose a guy like Kamari Ramsey, I'm sure that doesn't help your defense as they, have been susceptible to big pass plays this year.
So one last thing that stood out to me, they're number 1 in the Big Ten in punt return and kick return. Kind of a heavy night here. I think that ball's going to be in play on special teams. That's something to watch out for.
Well, little do they know, Jordan, we have an award-nominated punter on our team.
We got a heck of a punter.
A 5-yard line and not give them a chance to return.
0 touchbacks.
So I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about the kickoff returns, is I think, but I agree with
we
you,
still
man.
do those?
Eddie,
I didn't even know.
Eddie, the All-American, is not something I'm too concerned about. Although he might outkick his coverage, watch out for with Eddie. All right, that's your Bruin report. When we come back, we're going to take a look at the Big Ten in USC's first year. Looking back on it now a little bit. Stay tuned. Back with more of the Trojan Tailgate Show after these messages.
Protect your vehicle's engine with Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Purchase 5 quarts of any Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil and get a $10 gift card after rebate. Find the synthetic oil that's right for your vehicle and budget. Shop your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store or O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly
Hey, Trojan fans! Celebrate every Trojan win and enjoy the sweet taste of victory with a free donut at Ralph's the day after the win. Download your digital coupon from the Ralph's app to score your free donut at any Los Angeles area Ralph's store. It's our way of saying thanks. One free donut per customer with digital coupon. Available the day after each Trojan victory while supplies last. Ralph's, fresh for everyone, and proud partner of USC Athletics. Fight on!
In the heat of an intense play, there's nothing like a refreshing beverage to cool you down. With 15% alcohol by volume and a colorful collection of fun flavors, Buzzballs are the perfect ready-to-drink cocktail for every moment of the game. Try the rich Choco Chiller, Zesty Lime Rita, Spicy Chili Mango, or discover your new favorite flavor. Make every moment matter and buy Buzzballs today. Buzzballs is a proud partner of USC Athletics. You must be 21 years or older. Please enjoy Buzzballs responsibly. Buzzballs, Carrollton, Texas.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted it close to town with a picture window overlooking a yard. And you found it. Now when you sit down to dinner, you've got front row seats too. Your neighbor's daily pickleball game. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states.
The USC Trojans on the all-new ESPN LA app and KNX 1070. News coverage continues on 97.1 FM. Fight on!
Trojan fans, you can listen to USC football and all the biggest college football and basketball games on the TuneIn app. It's free internet radio. And don't wait until game time to plan for retirement. Open your free iTrust Capital account today and get your crypto IRA. iTrust Capital is the official cryptocurrency platform of the USC Trojans. Back live in the Trojan Tailgate Show, presented by Yeti. It's time now for this week's Cardinal and Gold Report.
It's time for the Cardinal and Gold Report.
The Cardinal and Gold Report.
Presented by Pechanga Resort Casino, proud partner of USC football.
Well, this week's big picture topic, I wanted to take a look, guys, at USC's first year in the Big Ten, because this is our final Big Ten game here tonight, and this is a rivalry game that's been around for a century, so it's kind of a little bit different than your classic Big Ten game. But harder, easier, what you expected first year in the Big Ten, Sean? What stood out to you?
Travel was harder than I expected for sure, Jordan.
For the big guy was traveling.
Periods, man. You're like, oh, no problem. We'll be back home and a good time. And, man, those flights were long. I can see where those players did not enjoy some of those flights, especially when you're losing in those games. That's not a fun flight when you got your butt kicked. So, yeah, the traveling was tough. Was it more physical? Maybe that's what I think was told to us. I didn't see more physicality just pumping out of the Big Ten. So, I don't know. It seems like Trojans got some bad luck in some of those games. Couldn't get a play to end it, but just not the physicality I maybe thought. We were just going to get pummeled into the ground by the Big Ten and this tough conference.
So what do you think?
I think those fights would have been a lot easier if we were winning, for sure.
That's for sure.
I just don't. I don't think the schedule.
When you're
was
6'5" and 300 pounds, flights are never easy.
I just don't think. I don't think that we were really ready to hit the ground running this year, especially on the front seven on both sides of the ball. It's just, I don't think we were out physical. I just think that we were outpaced, and I think that come in the fourth quarter we just got tired and started getting gashed in the run game and started giving up pressure. It comes with depth, obviously, and the recruiting and transfer portal and all that good stuff. But as far as these West Coast teams are going to struggle in the Big Ten because of the physicality, I agree with you. I don't think that was the case.
Cody, is there something that you learned that you would take into next year if you were looking at this team and this program and advising them?
I mean, I think for me, the thing that stands out the most, and I'm with them a little bit, Sean and Sue, talking about the physicality, but I do think there are times that we struggle to control the line of scrimmage. The first thing that stands out to me is we have to get better in the trenches, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Now, the offensive line struggled earlier this year. They've gotten better as the season gone on, but we really have to find a premier pass rusher this offseason. That's my biggest concern. We've got to go out there and find some Sean Codys, right, in the middle of this defense. We've got to be able to stop the run interior or stop the run in the middle of the defensive line, but also get some pressure on the outside. We can't just send 4, 5, 6-man pressures to get home at the quarterback. We're last right now in the Big Ten with sacks. We've got to find some more production, and I've said it before, since Tuli Tuipulotu, we really have not had anybody that can get after the quarterback. We've got to go out there like some of these other Big Ten teams that are dominant on defense and find a premier pass rusher that can develop and play some good football.
I'll say a couple things. One is I think this league is really top-heavy, and so I look at the Penn State model of beat the teams you're supposed to beat, and I think you can end up with a pretty good record, and that was the mistake the Trojans made this year, which was they did not handle their business against the Minnesotas and the Marylands of the world. Otherwise, they'd actually be in a totally fine spot. The other thing is the refereeing is way different. I think the league may not be more physical in the sense that the guys are giant and shoving you around so much as they allow you to be more physical. Sean's joked all year that holding is not even a call that exists in this league. Pass interference is, to be honest, the play that ended the game last week to Carlos Nicholson holding on to the receiver.
We're moving on.
But we've been on the other end of it, so we are moving on. We don't care because, it goes both ways. So I guess you can call it consistent. But the other thing I think the undecided, the mystery, the future to come is I think we got a pretty good draw this year in terms of the road schedule. So now, we didn't have any of these go play Minnesota in November kind of things. And so, you look at the schedule in the future and you'll see, maybe that's when we'll start really feeling what life is like in the Big Ten. I'm not sure. I think we got some really nice draws this year. We didn't win any road games, so that's we didn't take advantage of it. But that's sort of the mystery to me is, what happens when you get Wisconsin late in the season or Minnesota or Michigan on the road. That's
it would help
that
to
sounds
play
less fun
Mercer
to me.
in late November as well.
Oh,
but hey,
I'll say this Well, to your point, Jordan, what do you think about, and maybe for everyone too, but obviously we've struggled on the road this year when we go across country, even Washington, which is, I know, still a bit of a trip, but it's still on the West Coast, but we've struggled when we've gone across country to start fast. Go back to the Michigan game, Washington, Minnesota, those games we struggled to start fast. Do you think now, having a year in the Big Ten, that this coaching staff with Lincoln Riley might fine-tune the traveling schedule a little bit, maybe prioritize leaving a little bit earlier so that we can get down there and get used to those East Coast games? I don't know. We've done it before. We did it before. I thought there was a benefit to that. Now, you do have to sacrifice some of your schedule back home, and everything's sped up a little bit, and your Thursday becomes a little bit quicker. But I just think there might be some benefit to looking into maybe traveling a day early when you go to the East Coast, especially when you're losing 3 hours.
I definitely asked him about that at some point, I think, on Trojans Live, or one of us did. And I imagine it's something that they'll look at. I don't know that's necessarily what they'll do next year, but I think that they will definitely take a step back when this whole season is over and take a look at it, because not only do they have a Big Ten road schedule next year, they also have at Notre Dame. So it is a hefty travel schedule next season. All right, we're going to take another break. More Trojan Tailgate Show presented by Yeti to come.
Hey, Los Angeles and Orange County, tired of being just a number at your bank? Become a member owner of USC Credit Union. Now residents of LA and Orange counties can join the Trojans Credit Union of choice. Enjoy better rates on deposits and loans, plus access to the largest shared banking network nationwide and 24/7 mobile banking. Open your account in minutes at usccreditunion.org. Huddle up for better banking with USC Credit Union, the official credit union of USC Athletics, federally insured by the NCUA.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of USC Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
USC Trojan fans, Smart Stop Self Storage is ready for game day. Smart Stop Self Storage is committing to making the self-storage experience easy and hassle-free for all Trojan fans. Whether you're storing your Trojans tailgate gear, need temporary storage while moving to a new home, or need a storage solution for your business, we're here for you with convenient locations throughout Southern California. Smart Stop Self Storage, the smarter way to store. Visit smartstop.com to reserve your space today. Fight on. Fight on.
It's time to recharge, reconnect, and rediscover your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino. And with your resort favorites back in action, there's all of the excitement and comfort you love, with the peace of mind you can depend on. So whenever you're ready for a little rest, a little relaxation, and a lot of fun, we'll be here. Play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino today.
The USC Trojans on the all-new ESPN LA app and KNX 1070. News coverage continues on 97.1 FM. Fight on!
We're back on the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by Yeti. We just heard our first loud boo of the night as USC, many of its players took the field, and the fans that are scattered around this bowl, mostly in blue so far, gave them a hearty boo to welcome them to the Crosstown Showdown. Jordan Moore, Sean Cody, Stuart Cravens, and Cody Kessler back with you. All right, guys, let's get into this game. Sean, when USC has the football, what are your eyes on?
I want to run the ball with Woody Marks because he's our best player, Jordan. That's what I want to do when USC has the ball.
Yeah, always a pretty sound plan. Give the ball to your best player.
And there's something about running the ball against UCLA and just kind of pounding them into physical submission that I'd like to say.
Oh, my goodness. I'm not going to say it.
What? Sue, what you got to say?
I'm going to disagree with Sean just because he disagreed with me earlier, and I'm just going to play the contrary and say that we should attack the edges and make it a big Zach Branch day. Let's get him the ball on a few bubbles, a few little quick outs, and see if he can make somebody miss and take one to the house for 80. I miss those days where Reggie would just get a carry, like an inside handoff on 1st and 10, and it would go for like 70 yards. Let's get one of those.
Cody, tiebreak it?
Yeah, I'm actually going to be right in the middle. I'm going to go with both of them. We've got to run the football.
Oh, God.
Woody Marks, 15 touches minimum. Get Quentin Joyner going a little bit this game, and then the other side in the pass game. Can Jaden Maiava take that next step? I want to see him continue to make those big plays and be the playmaker that he is, but he has to improve his decision-making and take care of the football. This is his audition to be the quarterback of the future here at USC, and he has to show that he can eliminate some of those costly mistakes over the next few weeks.
And that's where I'm at, Cody. It's not so much about run-pass balance for me this week. It's about Jaden Maiava taking care of the football. He lived on the edge last week. He had the 2 turnovers, but got away with some nice bounces as well. When I look at this UCLA offense, and we'll get to them next, they're not particularly explosive. It seems like a decent matchup for the USC defense. I'd like to force this UCLA offense when they do have the ball to drive it 75, 80 yards. But short fields, turnovers, a pick 6 in a game like this gets this place going. That's the thing that scares me a little bit tonight when USC has the football from what I saw last week. How about when UCLA has the ball, Sean?
Got to get after Garbers. We talked about him. He's kind of been the reason why this UCLA offense has come to life in the second half. He's done a good job of figuring out what he can do well in this offense. And with the 4th string left tackle in Mahi, who's going to be starting today, Trojans should be able to put, when you got your left tackle as their 4th string guy, got to be able to pressure, bring some stuff off that left side that they're not ready for.
Who's the guy? If you're looking at USC, who's that guy that could take advantage of a 4th string left tackle right now?
That's the question. For me to even have to think about that is the problem right now at USC.
So, what are you looking at when UCLA has the ball?
I don't think they're going to run the ball. I don't think they can run the ball even if they wanted to. So it's going to be a pass-happy offense. So I think our DBs are going to have to stand up. And Kamari Ramsey, go ahead and stun on your old team and show them what they're missing.
Cody, what do you say?
Yeah, I'm right on track with that. Just can we stop this passing attack for UCLA and force them to run the football to win this game? Like I mentioned, Garbers, 4 touchdowns, 9 interceptions the first 5 games, 10 touchdowns, 2 interceptions the last 4 games. They're 3-1 during that time. UCLA is 129th in rushing offense this year. We have to get pressure on Garbers and be great in coverage today. Force UCLA to try to get the job done on the ground.
Yeah, the stats say they're one-dimensional, so you want to make sure it stays that way. You don't need a breakout rushing game here tonight. But if they are one-dimensional, that's when the pass rush comes in. So again, we look back at that USC pass rush and
4th string, Jordan. 4th string tackle. Oh my God, there's a fish out there, Sua. Someone's got to eat.
Sean, Cameron Fowden. You don't think that was kind of the name that popped up? I didn't want to answer for you, but what do you think? I thought he had some big time plays last week.
Have a day, young man. Be a freshman. Step out there. That's where Sean Cody got his name sent. Freshman year, getting a couple sacks against UCLA, put your name on the board. That's how Trojan fans remember
you. You had 2 sacks your freshman year?
No doubt.
I only remember Antoine Simmons pick 6 between his legs. He pitched a shutout that night,
Deshaun Foster was at that game, too. Ask him how that went.
Deshaun Foster, I believe, didn't play in that game, right? Wasn't he suspended or something for that game? I don't know. It was not a good night for Deshaun or the Bruins, and that is what USC is looking for here tonight. All right, next up, we're going to hear from the head coach, Lincoln Riley. This is the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by Yeti.
When you share your food, you share your heart. So what's on your table this holiday season? Save on your festive feast at Ralph's with delicious deals on all the holiday classics. Or wow the crowd with something new, like a quinoa stuffed butternut squash. It's sure to add a pop of color to your spread. How about a sweet potato casserole with a crunchy oat streusel topping, made with care for the sweet tooth and the savory tooth? With Ralph's, fill your table with love and watch as your guests' hearts get as full as their bellies. Ralph's, fresh for everyone.
Tommy Trojan is at the 10, the 5, touchdown, USC! Make big plays on the field and in life. With iTrust Capital, you can buy and sell crypto 24/7 with the tax benefits of a retirement account. That's right, invest in crypto with the tax advantages of an IRA. iTrust Capital is easy to use and has no sign-up fees. Don't be a Monday morning quarterback. Make big plays now. Visit itrustcapital.com/USC to start investing today. The official cryptocurrency platform of the USC Trojans. Taxes and conditions may apply. Fees apply. Cryptocurrencies are a speculative investment.
There's no place like the road home. Anticipation in every mile with presents wrapped and bags packed. The joy of the journey and the glow of your destination in the headlights. There's no feeling like it. Pedal down, volume up. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer during the season of Audi sales event.
When you've got good beer and good vibes, it's all Buena. Introducing Stone Buenavesa Salt and Lime Lager. Brewed with real lime and a touch of sea salt, this insanely refreshing Baja-inspired lager is perfect for celebrating the good life with good people. Imported from San Diego to wherever you are in 6-packs, 12-packs, and on draft. Find Buenavesa near you using the beer finder at find.stonebrewing.com and show how you live Buena on Instagram at Live Buena.
The USC Trojans on the all-new ESPN LA app and KNX 1070. News coverage continues on 97.1 FM. Fight on!
Getting close to kickoff here on the Trojan Tailgate Show, presented by Yeti, the Spirit of Troy, the USC Trojan Marching Band, doing what they do best, marching into the Rose Bowl. Right now, you can maybe hear them echoing in the background. It has been a rough week around the halls of Heritage and the McKay Center, and a little virus going through. Lincoln Riley had to deal with it, and I think a lot of his teams. So let's hear from the head coach, Lincoln Riley, this week's Prescription to Win coaches interview with Keely Orr.
This is your Prescription to Win, brought to you by USC Pharmacy.
Proud partner of USC Athletics.
USC Pharmacy is operated by the USC Man School.
Learn more at pharmacies.usc.edu.
I'm Keely Orr here with head coach Lincoln Riley. Coach, your team is battling more than just the Bruins this week. They're also battling the flu. How have you guys navigated such a unique set of challenges this week?
Yeah, we had to make a few adjustments early in the week, but I think the guys were rebounding well, and we told them all week, like, the game doesn't know, what went on during the week. Like, you got to get ready to play. You got to do what you have to do to get ready to play, each individual, the team as a whole, and no excuses come Saturday night. And that's been our mentality.
When it comes to this UCLA matchup, there's so much familiarity between both staffs. How have you navigated game prep in that sense?
Yeah, no, there is. I think sometimes that gets maybe a little bit overblown. I mean, it's still going to come down to the players and executing and making plays, on game day. And so, there's some familiarity, obviously, with what they do, and they obviously have some familiarity with what we do, and that's just part of it. But it's still going to be a game of execution and making plays, and we've got to make sure that we're in position to do the job that we're going up there to do.
UCLA's run defense ranks 7th in the nation, but your team has been so successful running the ball against every defense you've faced so far this year. What can you attribute that success to, and how do you replicate that on Saturday?
Well, I think we've really gotten in a good stride from the offensive line perspective here at the back half of the year. We've really played some good football there. I think those guys being in sync with Woody, Quentin, the guys in the backfield. I think getting some of our tight ends healthy, and going, getting Lake back, Walker Lyons and Cade are both playing good ball for us. I mean, that has been a big part of it as well. And yeah, it's going to be a good challenge. I mean, UCLA, again, has a very good defensive front, a lot of size on the interior, 2 outstanding linebackers. So they do a really nice job against it, kind of like going into the Nebraska game last week. This is going to be a big part of it, and hopefully we can go in there and be successful.
From a leadership perspective, how do you approach the rivalry in the sense of making sure you guys know the tradition and obviously how important it is to this university, but also making sure that the emotions, don't run too high and distract from the game itself?
Yeah, I think that's always the balance in these games, right? You have to have a fighting spirit, but you still have to go play great football too. And so I think getting the guys in position where they're ready, emotionally and mentally to go lay it on the line, but that they're locked in enough to go play to our standard and play to the way that we expect from a fundamental standpoint, a technique standpoint. That's what wins these games. At the end of the day, you have to have both. You got to do both at a high level. We've talked about it with our guys all week and tried to prepare them to do it. We've got to go do it on Saturday night.
Alrighty, Coach. Thanks for your time and good luck on Saturday.
All right. Thanks, Keely.
Thank you to the head coach, Lincoln Riley. And now we are back live with Keely Eure, and it's time now for Keely's Postmates Best Bites.
Now it's time for Keely's Best Bite.
Keely's Best Bite.
Let's get the sideline scoop and insights brought to you by Postmates. Great restaurant selection and no delivery fee or service fee on eligible orders.
Bite on.
Keely, back live with you on the sideline. Things got so bad this week with that virus that the Trojans could barely hold a practice. What are you seeing in terms of warm-ups and how it's going to affect them here on game night?
So it's interesting, during the practice week, it was light numbers. You could tell guys were aching and hurting. But as Riley said in our interview, he said no one's going to care when the kickoff comes at 7:30. You're going to have to get on the field and play. And that's what you're seeing in warm-ups right now. I was expecting, is the availability report going to be a lot of names? It actually wasn't. So as far as who's out, Solomon Tulialo-Pupu and Micah Benuelos are out. Questionable was Braylon Shelby, but I can confirm that he is warming up right now in uniform, so that's at least a good sign for USC's edge depth. And I know you guys already talked about this, but it is interesting. UCLA is going with their fourth-string left tackle tonight, so USC is down on edge rushing depth. Well, maybe they can take care of UCLA and their lack of tackle depth. So, a neutral, if you will.
Anything else that you've got your eye on from the sideline tonight? I think that Braylon Shelby injury you mentioned, he had been dealing with something, so I don't think that one was illness related. What else are you keeping your eye on from the sideline tonight?
I mean, honestly, who is 100% and who is kind of fighting through illness,
yeah,
and whether or not that impacts them. We did hear from Riley after Saturday's game against Nebraska, and he said he thought, Woody was going to be a scratch, and yet he had another remarkable game as USC's starting running back. So whether or not it affects the Trojans, we'll see, but it was bad, guys. We saw masks in JMC. We saw immunity shots. Everyone was really taking precautions, skipping practice if they needed to. So it was pretty dire, and I know Riley didn't fully want to admit to it, but it definitely was ailing the Trojans this week.
Yeah, Woody was struggling last week. I saw him, at the end of that game, and he it was the Woody Marks flu game a little bit for sure. Sean, playing sick. I mean, I use that term flu game. Everyone knows what it means because they associate it with the Michael Jordan flu game, but I'm sure you had to play sick at times in your career.
Yeah, I mean, sick or if you're injured, this is the time of the year when everyone's not feeling right. There's no one out there is 100% right now. Everyone's battling right now. You just got to fight through it. And if you can't get fired up when you see these colors over here, I'm already getting pissed off. You know what? It really wasn't affecting me this whole week, this game. I wasn't really thinking about it too much. But when you sit here and you see these fans, you see the students, and walking in and some students yelling at me about the Bruins, I'm starting to get pissed off. And I would want to get out there tonight, guys, and join these guys, because this is the one where you love to suit it up for the Trojans.
A lot of booing so far, I will say, too. The student section is feisty already.
They're showing your manager on TV, Sean, Dave Roberts. Yours and Pete's manager, Dave Roberts, a UCLA Bruin. I root for a Trojan in Aaron Boone. How does it feel to root for a Bruin? You're going to go out there and celebrate?
Jordan, you're still not over it, are you?
You're going to go
Congratulations, Dave Roberts,
what was that?
and the big win for the Dodgers.
A Bruin for Arbo says Bruin for 4 years. Seems like it's a little longer because he's out there being honored in this game in his UCLA gear. So, Dave Roberts will be here. That's exciting. Exciting for all you fans out there.
Let's wrap, Jordan.
I don't think we are going to wrap. Do we?
Keep it going.
Okay, we'll go to a break and we'll come back. We only have one segment to go, guys. We're getting to it now. The Trojans are they're huddling at the 25-yard line. They're jacked up and ready to go. So are we up here in the booth. One more segment of the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by Yeti to come on the USC Trojans Media Network.
Now, two pigeons and Coach Prime bemoaning the fact you can stream DirecTV satellite-free.
These humans get the biggest college football games on DirecTV, and we don't even get a satellite dish.
Enough squawking.
It's Coach Prime.
Bring it in. Sure, they can get all that college football without a dish, but you still got your passion, your drive,
your resolve, your
incredible career as a football icon?
No, that's me.
Stream the biggest college football games. No satellite dish. Visit DirecTV.com.
If your day sounds like
we need the report ASAP,
you deserve Modelo. If you've persevered through, you deserve this rich golden lager with a crisp but refreshing taste. Or if you overcame,
2 more reps, 2 more.
you deserve this ice-cold reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Welcome to the Postmates Wellness Retreat. Let's start by breathing. Phase in, phase out. Picture a big, juicy burger with melted cheese on a toasted brioche bun. And it's all free of fees. Now let's make that vision a reality.
Go fee-free with Postmates. No delivery fee or service fee on eligible orders over $50. Offer terms and exclusions apply. See app for details.
It's time to recharge, reconnect, and rediscover your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino. And with your resort favorites back in action, there's all of the excitement and comfort you love, with the peace of mind you can depend on. So whenever you're ready for a little rest, a little relaxation, and a lot of fun, we'll be here. Play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino today.
The USC Trojans on the all-new ESPN LA app and KNX 1070. News coverage continues on 97.1 FM. Fight on!
One final segment of the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by Yeti Under the Lights here in Pasadena. USC, UCLA, the Crosstown Showdown coming up to end our Big Ten schedule officially in the battle for the victory bell. The bell was wheeled out. It looks so ugly in blue, Sean. It doesn't even look like the same bell.
Yeah, I do.
Gotta get the bell back. Gotta paint that thing cardinal and make all right in the world. All is right in Cody Kessler's world. He finally got a point in the best in the game picks. Congratulations. He won it last week with Jaden Mayava. Cody, do you have a speech you want to give? Is there anyone you'd like to thank?
No, I'd just like to thank you guys for doubting me all these years, because if it wasn't for you guys, that's what fueled my dedication, my determination.
You also stole my pick, but
to get the job done. I did not steal the pick. I went out on a limb and was so confident that I picked Jade Mayava early because I just knew. I knew it was my time to shine. It happened.
I'd like to thank the haters. The haters were right. All right, time for this week's Old Dominion Freight Line Best in the Game picks.
The best in the game
is brought to you by Old Dominion Freight Line,
official freight carrier of USC Athletics,
helping the world keep promises.
All right, Keely, you're up first. What you got?
And I'm ready for it this time. I'm picking Kamari Ramsey, guys. We talked to Lynn this week about him, and he said that this defense wouldn't be where it was without him coming with him to USC and jump-starting the defense in the install process. So I'm going with Kamari. It's a homecoming for him, and so I'm putting my faith in number 7.
Good one. I like that. What you got, Cody Kessler?
I got Jalen Smith this week. I need at least one pick today, maybe even a forced fumble. Either way, I expect a big day for number 2 to keep my winning streak. You guys hear that? My winning streak alive. I now have a winning streak. I'm riding the high right now.
I picked Jalen Smith last week, and he got me a pick, you know. It doesn't get you as far as you would think in this game. Sua, what you got?
I am going with Kyron Hudson this week, even though it is wrongly stated on the paper that I picked him last week because I was forced to pick somebody else. But Kyron Hudson, he's going to ball today.
All right, Kyron, he of the spectacular catches had another wild one last week. Sean, what you got?
Well, Elijah Hughes had a big sack last week, but no one gave me any credit for my
We
pick
did.
of the
You know,
week.
I thought we went 5 for 5 last week. I gave the whole group credit.
Agreed.
That everyone that was picked performed.
Yeah, it was a good week. We're getting better as this thing wraps up. But guys, I'm going to go with former Bruin who really hated last year so much he came back to the Trojans here. I'm going to go with Kyle Ford. Have a big one. Stomp on his old teammate here. As in his words, the most regrettable decision he's ever made was going to the Bruins.
Yeah, he's had a big touchdown catch already in this stadium a couple years ago against UCLA. If he's catching it, Sean, you know who's throwing it? Jade Mayava, baby. I'm going out on a limb. Cody
Wait.
Kessler's
No, Jordan.
No, it's a limb to pick the quarterback.
No, it's not a limb. What it is Jordan always calls everybody. The cardinal sin is picking the previous winner in the following game, and you just want to get your own rule.
That's true.
That's what all has a hard time about.
When it's the quarterback, you pick it and you get it in, and somebody else will pick him next week. But I got him beating the Bruins in his first Crosstown Showdown. Do the thing, Jaden. Go be a hero. That's what this rivalry is all about. All right, we are all done. Pete Arbogast gets the mic next, and he's going to call the Crosstown Showdown. USC, UCLA, coming up on the USC Trojans Media Network.
You've been listening to the Trojan Tailgate Show, presented by Yeti. Brought to you by
Yeti. We make great gear that helps you stay out longer, travel farther, and live harder.
Pechanga Resort Casino, proud partner of USC football.
Stone Brewing, proud partner of USC Athletics.
And by Smart Stop Self Storage, the smart